Closed captioning for Valley Spotlight is provided by Home Plate Media.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Good morning and welcome to the 200th episode of Valley Spotlight.
It's been 8 years. Do you remember the first one?
Hi, I'm Lauren. I was born and raised right outside of Chicago, and I was lucky enough to land in Youngstown. I've been telling stories since I was in high school, and I want to continue doing that right here.
My name is Mike Case, and I love this area. I grew up here, I went to school here, and I work here. Always have. Lauren and I both know there are so many good stories to tell and so many good people that deserve the spotlight. And this program allows us to do just that. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Cheers, Michael.
That was a nice look back to when I didn't have this many gray hairs.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Tell me about it.
I feel great.
Can we talk about what we all looked like 8 years ago? 200 episodes ago. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of it.
Mark
for
Canzonetta.
so many years.
Kelly Warren, been with us since the first month we put this thing together, right?
Well, Kelly Warren, I think, was a couple of months later, right, Kel?
Yeah, but pretty early on.
We had never met Kelly before.
No, I did. We had her on.
We were on the news.
Yeah, we
Right.
put her on the news.
You put her on the news, but I had never met Kelly until she was a part of this family.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, you are become one of my closest and dearest friends.
Yes.
And I admire so much about you. And the same goes for you, but we wouldn't have
Never met her
started
before.
any of this.
Right.
You and
I've
I
never met you
decided
before.
to walk off that cliff at the same time
Yeah.
and take two big chances in our careers. You leaving WFMJ and myself. And you had your company, but now you were going to go into this format, and then me leaving another place to open up this.
Right. How many people here thought we were a little bit crazy?
I was crazy.
Okay, all of us. All right.
I think it was a little bit crazy.
Right.
This
Is
whole
it right?
idea
Yes.
of Lauren and
That's
Mike
okay.
and Ron and Fred and bringing all these great people together.
That's true.
To do wonderful stuff. Mike, did you think it was going to last this long?
I
have to ask you.
I thought I would just do it until it stopped being fun to do.
And
It's still fun to do.
Still fun.
Like we still get to do the stories we want to do. And then we haven't run out of stories. There's still lots of stories out there to do.
we're
Never gonna
literally
run out of
backed up
stories.
on stories.
Yeah, I know.
But the stories are one thing, which we'll get to. So many great ones this week. But Mark, you have been a pillar, not just on our show, but in our lives and here in downtown Youngstown, right?
Downtown Youngstown, historic downtown.
That's right.
I mean, I'm just looking out the windows right now.
Right.
And, blessed to have this beautiful restaurant and the view of this historic city. And, with new mayor, everything has just been a totally night and day difference. And
But St. Patrick's Day is coming.
it is.
Right.
It's coming. We have a great bar crawl.
Did you know St. Patrick's Day is
I
coming?
heard, yeah.
Yes, and we're actually we're doing some cool things here at the restaurant that we've never done for St. Patrick's Day. We're really embracing it. The whole city's embracing it. The restaurant and bar community is embracing it. The city's actually promoting it for us, which is fantastic. So there's been a lot of great interest. The university's backing us. I made some really cool shirts.
Look at those.
I turned Casa di Canzonetta's logo into a little Irish here.
We can
And then
adapt.
through the joy of AI, I turned Petey into an
yeah.
Irishman.
Bada bing,
Isn't
bada
that cool?
boom.
That's really cool.
So-
That's awesome.
A lot of great positive things happening in Youngstown, and just been proud to be a part of this crew.
I know. It's been
Motley crew.
This crew, whatever we were going to call ourselves. But Kelly, you came with us shortly after Chad and shortly after Kate. I can say good friends of ours as well. And why did you think that this was a good idea? When he was like, hey, we got this thing. You want to do it?
I believe in you two. I believe in Youngstown. I believe in the stories. I believe in the valley. And I feel like the houses and the homes and the people all should be a part of that. So the idea of home advantage, I love it.
awesome.
It has been an advantage for us in a
it has
million
been an
ways
advantage
to
for me
know
too.
you. And we're certainly proud of how far both of you guys have come in the past 8 years.
We've come.
Like, wow.
We've really grown.
I mean, who would have thought the twilight of my
Holding it
career
against on us.
would have went the way the twilight of my career has
Right.
went? But anyways, we're still here. We're still, so happy to be able to serve Youngstown and the surrounding communities. And now with my chef and partner Alan Gavolis backing me up and making my life a little bit easier, it's been great.
Ready to get started?
I am most certainly, and let's make sure that we mention these are lovely steel light glasses.
Oh,
yes.
Our neighbors down the
Like-
street. So yay, thank you for helping us tell the
Cheers,
restaurant
Johnny.
story. And speaking of stories,
Yeah?
and a good friend of ours for how many years?
Our friend Todd Cole's been on the Channel 21 morning show for decades. He's a national award winner. As a teacher, he retired from the grade school. He still teaches at college. He's on his 4th book now.
Wow.
So
Wow.
good.
I'm in the book.
Wow.
He mentions me in the book, so I had to do a story on it.
Right now,
I didn't know if you knew that or not. So here's the story with him and one of his best friends.
Sometimes will be wearing my trolley pin or my Fred Rogers hat, and I might be checking out a Giant Eagle, and someone says, "Oh, I like your hat," or "I like your pin." Boy, we really need Fred in our world today, don't we?
Most of us call him Mr. Rogers, the man that was a staple on PBS and in our homes for more than 30 years. Mr. Rogers to us, Fred to Todd Cole. Friends for years, and good enough friends that Todd decided to write a book.
I thought, maybe I should take advantage of those messages where people are longing to have him back in their lives. And I can do that by just sharing my life that I had with him during the late 80s and 90s. He died in 2003. So I knew him for about 14 years, but it was pretty intense.
Todd Cole is known by hundreds of people as Mr. Cole. He's been teaching longer than a lot of us have been living, still is, in fact, at Westminster College. This is the 4th book Mr. Cole has written. The first 3 were for the kids. This one is for the adults.
What would we do if Fred was here right now? How could we use him? Because so much is going on in our nation and in our world that's conveying some ugliness. And I think he would be able to speak on it, but do it in an appropriate way.
Todd's friendship with Mr. Rogers guided him through some issues he had in his life, and sitting down and writing the book helped Todd with some more. It seems like when I was reading what you wrote, that it was almost cathartic for you to write it.
Right, that's a very good question, because I found that when I was writing it, it was helping me. And then I would hope whoever reads it, it will help them in turn as well.
The book, about 100 pages, makes you think and makes you remember those lessons Mr. Rogers taught us way back when and why they're just as important today.
I do think he was a very complex person, very deep thinker. He worried about kids who didn't take time to just be quiet. They always had to be doing something. Just be quiet and listen to everything around you. And take time to hear what other people are saying to you.
A once-in-a-lifetime person that current kids don't know, and some adults might forget. But his message should resonate no matter what generation we're in.
And he looked directly into your eyes. When you were he was on TV, but you felt he was looking just at you. When he was talking, not to the person over here or the person over here, but right at you. Because it was just a one-on-one situation with him when he had his message in the neighborhood, whether it be in his little living room area or in the land of make-believe.
We'll never have it again, right?
No, we won't. Because we're looking for the next Fred, and there really isn't one. He was so unique. So comfortable in his own body. When he would get off the phone from talking with me, his last words were, "Bye-bye, my dear." Now, for some people, they would think, that's sort of strange. But as I got used to being his friend, I long for hearing those words now, because he was just considering me someone that he found to be dear. and that's the way he talked. So, yeah, he was very special.
Special enough to this man to take time and remind us how important his actions and his words really were.
My words are very simple. They're very direct, but there's nothing that's going to make it difficult for any reader. But then Fred's words were simple but very well chosen, and I hope that's what people get out of my words, that yes, they are simple, but they're meaningful and direct and hopefully helpful.
It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, the feeling you know that I'll be back when the week is new, and I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too.
How nice.
Two different, that's for adults, right?
Yeah, right.
I love that, Todd.
And he also put it in Spanish, too, same book. So he's tried to spread the word to some of the Latin countries as well.
Isn't that sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally.
What else is sweet?
Oh my gosh. Remember that one time that we went to Boscov's?
Yeah, and that lady thought you worked at Boscov at the candy counter. Can you help me with these pecans? And Lauren's like,
She's like, you look like you know what you're doing there. I was like, I do know my way around a candy counter.
if you weren't hungry for candy, we're going to make you hungry. We went to a bunch of different places to talk about Easter candy and get their advice.
Some of the greatest places we've ever been.
Yeah, Boscov's first. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Casey Wilshire. I'm the store manager at Boscov's, and we're glad to show you our selection of our Easter candy. Right here, we've got you a little selection. You can always, the go-to is the rabbits, the chocolate covered. We also have our eggs right here from Asher's. Also, we have several other brands of those. We also have this year's new, our boxed Asher's eggs. Can't go wrong with Jelly Bellies, and we also have the tie-dye for the Easter eggs themselves. But however, that's just a small selection. We do have a great selection here in our cases with our bulk chocolate. We have sugar and regular chocolate from Asher's. We also have great fudge on display, and we always have several slabs. And right now it's buy one, get one for $14.99, and that would end in 4 days. However, we got a great selection all the time. Happy Easter.
ESPN Mahoning Valley 94.7 FM and 1330 AM. Sports, talk, music, and more for the Valley.
For nearly 80 years, Cafe 422 has been the Valley's premier destination for steaks, seafood, and fine Italian cuisine. Join us at Cafe 422 for lunch, dinner, and all of your special occasions. Cafe 422 in Warren and Boardman.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In the Mahoning Valley, I work with Kelly Warren. She guarantees to sell your home at a price and a deadline you agree to, or she'll buy it. She can also give you an instant cash offer. Go to kellysoldit.com and find out how Kelly and her team can start working for you.
It's time for Angels for Animals' gigantic garage sale at the Canfield Fairgrounds, Friday, April 17th through Sunday, April 19th. There are so many amazing things to shop this year, starting with the early bird special on Friday from 9 a.m. till noon. Incredible buys, great food, and raffles, with all proceeds benefiting animals in need. Don't miss it, April 17th through the 19th. For more information, to donate items, or to volunteer, scan the QR code or visit angelsforanimals.org.
And the outhouse on this property are like that big shed. I don't even know what to call it.
Yes, it's
huge.
an outbuilding.
Yeah,
it's
an outbuilding.
a workshop garage. Yes, storage
An outhouse?
building.
What do I call it?
Barn.
That is not it. It's not an outhouse.
Not an outhouse.
I don't know about you, but mine's bigger.
I think might be right, but mine's tastier.
I don't think so.
I win. Look at this.
Yep.
Well, the guys are up to amazing things. They have taken over the cabin kitchen, and I'm pretty sure that they did clean up. But I will say, what they made, our kids ate all of it. So here we go.
Hey everybody, time for Quick Cook, and Erik is here, and we are ready to cook, aren't we?
Yeah. I am. Thanks for having me back.
That's great.
This is super fun.
Let me explain the challenge. So $25, and Erik has to come up with a meal.
I'm challenged with finding things at our friends over at Grocery Outlet.
Yep.
Because they specialize in a deal and feeding a family of 4 for $25 or less.
Which we're going to give it a try. All right, your recipe today is
it's a simple chicken and biscuits.
Simple chicken and
Very
biscuits.
very easy. So
so we're going to start with the cream part of it. Correct?
we've got this is almost mirepoix. Almost. Everybody's like, "What's mirepoix?"
Fancy French talk
that's right.
for the Trinity, right?
Almost. Yeah. This is I cheated. No onion in
No
this.
onion.
So we've got 2 stalks of celery, 3 carrots chopped.
Okay.
This is comfort food. This isn't brain surgery.
Okay.
Rough chopped is fine. Okay. To that, we're adding 1.5 pounds of chicken. Okay. This happens to be
These are the
chicken tenderloin.
Okay.
And I really loved it because over there at Grocery Outlet, these were in roughly 1 pound packages.
Oh, did you get a good deal on these?
So you don't have to buy a whole bunch. We're using all two packages for this recipe.
Okay, and you just cut them up a little bit like chunks, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
these were tenderloins.
Yeah.
And everybody loves chicken tendies.
Yeah, they do.
So also super easy. No bones, no skin, no fat.
Okay.
So while you're stirring that up, I'm gonna work on the wet stuff.
All right, so I'm going to brown this up. You keep going.
So to that, we're gonna take 2 garlic cloves. I think they got mad at me last time because I was messy.
Ooh, the owners of the cabin? Oh, nobody's listened to them forever.
So there's like, if you came to my house, imagine how many onion peels and garlic peels there are on the
My
floor.
grandfather always smelled like garlic. Because he would grow them, and then they would just pop up in the yard, and he would break them off and throw them. And
I had a high school girlfriend like that.
Smelled like garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps the vampires away.
Yeah.
That was what she was good for, probably.
You're not gonna bait me into this one.
I would ask you more. Where'd you guys go? Transylvania, you?
Okay, so moving on.
Okay.
Fresh garlic.
I wanted to hear more about the.
You got to go back to work today? Okay.
Yeah, that's all smell great. They're gonna love me.
So here was my splurge. My splurge, okay? I know you guys were thinking, all right, cream of mushroom soup,
right?
You know, refrigerated biscuits. Yes, they're delicious.
Uh-huh.
But also fresh thyme. Fresh thyme, fresh parsley, a little bit of extra fresh stuff really makes a difference. It does. Totally.
Yeah, because I asked you this dumbest question of the day. What if you already have it in a jar in the cabinet?
Then you should use it. You should use it.
But if you want to make it really pop.
You know, I looked and I was thrilled because I planned to use it out of a jar. Mm-hmm. And I was pretty thrilled. I think this was, now granted, on the day that I was there, this was $1.79. So for less than $2 for your family, for whatever, an extra 50 cents a person.
Right.
Get them
kind of worth it.
Get them.
They're worth 50 cents.
Get them fresh herbs.
Yeah, why not?
So, time is on my side.
Yeah, it is.
All right. There's fresh thyme.
Okay.
And we're going to say a little bit. About that.
Parsley?
Yeah. A little bit of fresh parsley.
People are going to start planting those pretty soon. They're going to start having their own parsley
right
at their house.
Then we got salt and pepper, which we're gonna need in a minute. All right, now we're gonna mix up this stuff because it's a lot easier to mix over here, especially, yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna go in with cream of mushroom, or I'm sorry.
Cream of chicken?
Cream of chicken.
Yeah, they're both good though.
And this one, I don't need any kind of a...
I like a gelatinous cylinder that comes out. Do you have that?
I do, yeah. So like, you know, everybody does like, what? Like it, you know.
Right. Then the spatula goes in.
But don't do this at home, okay?
Ooh, now we're talking. See that?
Right, okay. And a third of a cup of milk.
Okay.
Just like this much.
That's it.
You're not making soup.
No.
What are you're making like a gravy.
2%?
Whole milk, baby. Look at this physique.
I know.
You think I get this from reducing? It's whole milk.
Just a percentage point.
The vitamin D. I gotta have the D.
I know you gotta have the D.
You know I got the D. Okay. Now, we stir this up.
Why do we add the milk? Just to make it a little creamier?
Yeah, we want a little bit more too.
Okay. So it's not less thick, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, this is coming along over here.
Yeah. Recipe calls for a third of a cup. We probably went just a smush over. All right, we're gonna add the fresh herbs.
Okay.
I'm making a mess this time.
That's all right. They got a guy. Comes in and cleans this up.
All right, then.
Yeah.
You know what? I can do it like this. Would you mind adding that?
No, I don't at all. What about my favorite vegetable in the world? All these peas.
Yeah, that's going in last.
They go in. Oh, okay.
Mind your P's and Q's. That's going in last because I don't want them mushed up.
Okay.
If we put them in there in the beginning, all that, I don't know what you were doing over there. You were just like looking good, but all that mushing around, these would be mushy peas. These aren't mushy peas.
Okay.
Okay.
I was folding.
So we're gonna fold that in there, and we're also gonna add as many peas as you like.
Throw them in. Throw them in. I'll eat the
I
other
like
one.
peas.
I'm gonna eat the other one anyway.
This is a lot. We're not gonna use all.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna use some peas. And then, now, back in TV land, we're gonna pretend this is cooked. Okay. Man, I hate these things.
What? Oh. Yeah, but they're fun. Are you gonna crack it?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, do you want me to stand back? Do I need protective eyewear? Like you have?
Yes. Maybe.
I'll just guard.
All
Don't
right.
mess with the money. All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right, do you want this over there?
Yeah, just a minute.
All right.
So, here's the trick.
These are the big ones. Those are the grams, aren't they?
They are. All right, now we can move that whole project on over.
You ready? Oh, it'll be heavier?
It's heavy.
Lord.
All right. Man, look at that.
That does look good, doesn't it?
All right. Next, we're going to... So here's the trick. You do your best to divide these. Sometimes they're hard and they get messed up, but you can split them. Check this out.
That's one?
Yeah, this would be one, but you can pretty easily split them into multiples if you want to.
Oh, I did.
You don't have to, but if you wanted to double this recipe, you probably could get away with one can of biscuits.
All right.
So anyway, we're going to put those on here. Easy peasy.
Since everything else is cooked, now we're just cooking the biscuits, right?
That's right.
Okay.
This goes into a, gosh, what? I think 350 degree oven.
Yeah, that's correct.
350 degree oven for 25 minutes.
All right.
Just until they're browned. And
There they are. Those
Easy
look
peasy.
good. So the biscuits are on top. They don't get soggy that way.
No, that's the idea. And
there's our spatula over there if you want to use it.
Thank you.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's all right.
I wonder where they keep the silverware in this place.
I'm using my fingers.
Oh, two. That's good.
All right. There's some extra peas.
Oh, thanks. All right, where's the forks? Let's get in here and get some. Are you gonna have one with
Yeah,
you?
I'm gonna.
Cool. So less than 25 bucks. And the cool thing about this is you had a little bonus money, right?
Yeah. So this came to, I believe, where's my notes? Let me check. So the chicken and biscuits came to $18.53.
Really?
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
And
what do we do with the other 6?
Well, I was thinking about you, and I thought this felt like a Mike recipe. Comfort food.
This is a dad dish.
Like this is recliner, go watch a game, whatever.
Right.
Whatever you guys do. But we got brownies. And we had milk. You saw how much milk I decided to buy this milk. So I thought milk and brownies would be pretty tasty. So that, with milk and brownies, brought us to $22.31.
Hit it up.
$22.31. I had
All
an
right.
extra $3.
There's your recipe for this week.
Yeah.
Quick cook. Easy to do, really delicious, plus you get dessert. Thank you, Eric. That's good.
Those are delicious.
Yeah, I even ate the peas. Not even big on the peas, but I ate them.
You have no idea what that means after 200
celery.
episodes,
Not
Eric.
big on celery.
If they're watching,
I'm really evolving.
it's come so far.
Okay, what's next?
What are we going to do in 400 shows?
I don't know.
What are you going to eat then?
I won't have any hair left. This thing's fastened on tight.
Oh, good, Michael. I don't want to hear it. Speaking of good, oh gosh, wonderful things happening with our friends at the Salvation Army.
Yep.
And when you see people coming together in ways that are extremely positive for people who maybe are dealing with some mental health problems and things like that, this is the moment that you're like, this is the brightness, this is the kind of stuff that we need more of. Chances might be pretty good that you've never heard a word about Brian Bender's work, or rather, Brian Bender's passion.
We like to have fun in here. This program is a social rehabilitation program started by the Mental Health Recovery Board about 34 years ago. I've been here almost half of that for going on 19 years this year. And I get to do something different every day and then work with people that I have a love for. So I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon.
And that's good news for anyone and everyone who has ever or could ever possibly need a sanctuary of sorts.
Believe it or not, I was a machinist for a lot of years. I did a lot of factory work. This is the first time in my life that I've ever had a job like this.
This is the free Salvation Army Mental Health Drop-In Center, and it has blossomed thanks to Brian. The once full-time machinist put his mind to work and now has a master's degree in developmental psychology.
You want to know everything about what you're doing here and be experienced in it. So that's helped me so much.
This place provides a safe place for communication and friendship and fun and learning and coping and praying, and well, the list, it could continue depending on the day. And that's part of why people who might be struggling are always welcome here.
They have a knack for helping each other. That is exactly what this is about. I do sit down and talk to them when they need it. I try to just play a role as a being.
And it's that kind of attitude, that kind of brightness that fills the room with kindness. Actually, it fills this room and maybe a few more miles away. You see, during COVID, the whole goal was to bring these friends who have become family back together again. Technology to the rescue, right?
Actually, we came back a little bit sooner than a lot of people went back to work and everything else, because I was just anxious to get it open again. You guys need to come back in here. I don't want you to be at home. Yeah, so we got them in here, and then we kept the hybrid program going, because I'm thinking, there's no reason why, if you're at home and you can't beg for the if you can't get on and still join your family up in here. So they can still get on. In fact, one of the ladies that was just on here, we had 4 or 5 people on there today. A few of them got off because they had doctor's appointments. They were actually at the doctor's. Oh, I gotta get my shot, so they got off. But that's fine. That's exactly what we're looking for. So still join the program, and they consider this their second family.
And speaking of family,
I'm a happy person. I like to be happy. I want people to smile. Ask my wife, she'll tell you, I like to entertain them and joke and have fun.
now when Brian said that, we didn't realize his lovely wife was sitting right behind us. More on the bus driver / artist that Rebecca Bender is later. But before we bid Brian farewell,
We should mention that the Salvation Army Mental Health Drop-In Center is open Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., and all are always welcome.
And it also helps them to not isolate. The worst thing you can do with a severe mental disorder. We have people here that have anything from mild depression all the way up to dissociative identity disorder. Most of them, believe it or not, are schizoaffective, meaning a mixture of schizophrenia and some kind of mood disorder like bipolar.
Scan the on-screen QR code to see if Brightspeed is available in your area. Outstanding. Outstanding. And I hope people take advantage of it. I know it's hard to do, but take advantage of programs like that.
And if you have someone like we were saying in your family or that that maybe could be, feeling really good about themselves after being in a place where they know that they're not alone.
Pass the word.
It is great stuff.
All right. That's another legend. It seems like we've lost a lot in the last year, 6 months or so, right?
This is terrible. I thought this one was already gone once.
Yeah,
I
no.
totally put my foot in my mouth once because our family, they love Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I
thought Lou Holtz had already passed. Well, East Liverpool's on. We did a little retrospective and tribute, and luckily we were able to find a star player of his to tell us a little more about him.
Holtz wouldn't want to hear anybody say sorry for your loss. He had a wonderful perspective on death.
Well, of course he did. Lou Holtz, the man with a one-liner for everything, had one for death, too. In 1988, Frank Stams and the rest of the Fighting Irish had just won the national championship and traveled home to South Bend. But instead of celebrating, they learned they had just lost a teammate suddenly to a heart defect.
He says, listen, he goes, death is it's like taking a trip on an airplane. He goes, you're there with your family when you're leaving. Everybody's crying. Nobody wants to see you go. Hugs and kisses. You get on the plane, you leave, you get to your destination, and then there's other family there. And they're all hugging and kissing and loving on you. And I just thought that was a wonderful way to put such a terrible tragedy at that point.
Holtz had a way with words and a way with people. Most of the people were way bigger than him in stature, but not in presence. Stams remembered the first time he addressed the team after they got embarrassed by Miami. Jerry Faust was out and Holtz was in.
He smoked that pipe, and I could smell that pipe, and here he comes, and he comes walking. And it was a small little amphitheater, only probably seated about 70, 75 people. Not like today's things. And he comes down, and we've got a future captain sitting in the front row. He's got his hat on, and he's got his feet up on the little podium, a small little platform where the speaker would. And Holtz wastes no time flipping that hat off, kicking his feet off the podium. And I'm telling you, Mike, from that moment on, he never wavered one iota from control of that team. And you talk about leadership. I mean, the guy's probably the greatest leader that I've ever been around.
A leader, a father, and a friend to so many. Growing up in East Liverpool, playing college football at Kent State, his first coaching job was the freshman team at Ravenna. And then years later, taking a downtrodden Notre Dame team to a title. That's the last one they've won almost 40 years ago.
He said, and I'll never forget this. I thought this was it. He goes, don't forget. He goes, I chose you. You didn't choose me. And I thought that was an interesting take. And he then went on to describe how we're going to do this and how we're going to win. I remember leaving that meeting room thinking, holy shit, we're we're in for it. We wanted a coach. We got a coach.
Hey, our players deserve a lot of credit, but it's the spirit of Notre Dame, and that's what we sold our players on. That's what it was.
I mean, I remember my first week of practice, if I lined 3 inches, I was playing fullback at the time, if I lined 3 inches off my position, he threw me out of practice, just told me to go hit the showers. It was his attention to detail. It was his attention to focus. It was his commitment. And that really, that was the difference. There was really nobody like it.
So when you close your eyes and think of him, what do you think of first?
All those scary cats from the Halloween season.
Why? He's 5'5".
Brother, it wasn't. It's not your stature. It's your command. And it's your leadership, and it's your, he had a lot of, he made no bones about his, I don't know, wasn't a power hungry guy, but he had no bones about, hey, listen, if you don't do your job, I'm going to find somebody that will.
Lou Holtz, undersized, maybe, but bigger than life, certainly. A legendary person that will always be in the hearts of those that rooted for him and those that played for him as well.
People have been texting me all day long about, how sorry they are. I said, listen, he had a wonderful life. His life should be celebrated. He touched so many people, touched my life. And, he was just and the story, Mike. Rags, the great American success story. And, that life needs to be celebrated and honored.
Thank you, Frank.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you are interested in that shirt he has, the 88 collection, him and Michael Stonebreaker kind of have the hats and the shirts, and they help Holtz's heroes, which are people that have been affected through the last few years or so.
I like that so much.
So nice. Okay, more candy?
From one legend to another legend, this time in Sharon, Pennsylvania. There's only one name.
It's Daffin's.
We're at Daffin's at the Eastwood Mall, and we have a lot of Easter eggs, different flavors. Probably our favorites or the most popular are the peanut butter and the melt-away eggs. We have foiled eggs in a package. We have jelly beans. We have a lot of bunnies from 1.5 ounce all the way up to like a 2 pound. And we have like these crosses are really pretty with the flowers on them. These are like malted balls. And we have very little eggs too. They're like 4 ounce, 8 ounce, and 16 ounce in the eggs. And this is probably my favorite. It's a mint melt away. And I eat these when I'm here sometimes. Happy Easter.
Your eyes are two of the most important parts of your body, so it's best to take care of them. Optical Solutions in the Austintown Plaza offers comprehensive eye exams, medical eye care, LASIK and cataract evaluation, and more. Contact lenses in all types, plus eyewear from budget to designer frames. Optical Solutions is your complete eye care destination. Covered by most insurance carriers, contact Optical Solutions today to make your appointment. 330-797-8780.
Valley News and Valley People. Restaurants, concerts, things to see. Family fun, computer classes, outdoor hikes and history. Winter sports or hibernation. Shoot some hoops or fry some bacon. It's all online, just look and see. Metro Monthly, just for me.
History is like a window into the past. In my History Press trilogy, Lost Youngstown, Historic Theaters of Youngstown, and Hidden History of Youngstown and the Mahoning Valley, learn little-known facts and interesting tales from our storied past. All three are available at Barnes & Noble, fine local retailers, and Amazon.com. Okay, time now for another edition of Home Advantage. Kelly's still here and talking about the way, I guess, the realtor goes above and beyond.
Yes, the times that we have to mediate and control a situation or help people to align their goals. And different than just a buyer and a seller, but when the people are on the same side of the table. So it's kind of crazy sometimes.
So we asked Kelly to come up with her top 5 instances where this comes into play. First one, pretty obvious, when a couple is getting divorced, right?
Yes, we run into that more often than I'd like to. And, you know, people who are not coming to agreements in their marriage often are not coming to agreements in what the house price should be or when it should go active or who should live in it while it's being photographed and all of the good things.
How often do they end up just selling the house versus one of the two keeping the house?
Well, I don't typically get involved when they're keeping the house. I'm only involved when they're selling it.
guess
So I
you
don't
would
know the
know that.
difference, but I do know that very often we're in that situation where they're selling and the goal is the same. They both need to sell. The sale is a condition of the divorce. They both want the money and want to be done with each other, but they are not agreeing on how to get things done. And then that's where I have to come in and play the middleman.
Is it the price sometimes or is it something else?
All kinds of things. Sometimes the price, sometimes content, sometimes timeline. You know, somebody's paying the utilities, somebody else is living there. It can be a whole thing.
Okay. Item number 2 is something I still don't really understand, and it's been explained to me 400 times, is estates. But this is where you come into play on that one.
So, you know, a lot of times if the parents have passed on and the children are selling the house, if there's more than one child, then the siblings might not agree on same things as a divorce, contents, price, timeline, all that kind of stuff. Maybe somebody wants to sell it, keep the house in the family, maybe the other sibling wants to sell it. And so, again, the common goal of mom and dad aren't here, the house needs to be sold, but not agreeing on how to get it done. And so we get to step in and help the table move along so that the home gets sold.
And this was on the list, I didn't even think of it. It happens in business too. It happens with the partners.
Yes, we just had a fun transaction the
Really?
last couple of months.
How many
where
partners?
2 partners,
Okay.
and they just could not agree on what was happening with the proceeds when the property sold. And so the house actually got tied up in litigation. We ended up losing the original buyer, having to find another buyer over it.
Really?
But so much work that the real estate agent is doing with those partners, again, with the common goal of getting the house sold. But how do we make it in the best interest of all parties to get it there?
Okay, number 4, this is a good one. A lot of times you have a married couple, they get along great, but they have totally different personalities when it comes to risk and aggressiveness and things like that, right?
So sometimes one spouse says, let's test the market, let's put it on for this price. And the other one's like, no, I don't want to lose the house that we want to buy, or I don't want it to sit on the market for 6 months. I don't want to test the pricing. So yeah, a lot of times I have to kind of pull them together and try and talk reason into what they're both seeing differently.
Yeah, and then the final one, it's multiple buyers in that situation, right?
Yes, you know, like if a parent is giving a down payment to the adult children to purchase a house, and so the children are saying, this is our house, we're going to live here, and the parents are saying, I have some say-so because I'm loaning you 20% or gifting you 20%. And so again, it's just a mediation to get to that common goal.
Have you had instances where it's just gone completely wrong and gotten loud and crazy?
Yes, I have felt their tenseness sometimes, yes. And a lot of times, you know what? Let's take a break and not talk about it for a day and reconvene tomorrow and let the emotions calm down. And that's part of the job. So real estate agent, therapist, mediator, whatever.
That's what we do. And a friend. Okay, website is?
KellySoldIt.com.
And then do the phone number, even though it's up there.
330-717-2689.
Another edition of Home Advantage. All right, let's check in with Lauren now. We were talking about famous TV shows, and this one has a little bit of a tribute to the one called All in the Family at the Salvation Army.
While we visited the Salvation Army's free mental health drop-in center to meet Brian Bender, we didn't realize we were about to meet his secret weapon in creating a space that is filled with love and the feeling of family.
I'm a happy person. I like to be happy. I want people to smile. Ask my wife, she'll tell you, I like to entertain them and joke and have fun.
And yes, Brian's lovely and talented wife, Rebecca, confirmed it. He likes to have fun.
It is almost always happy, relaxed, friendship, laughing. Brian is a joker. He likes to joke, and they appreciate his jokes. They do. They laugh along.
They might laugh along with Brian, but it's probably best to leave the art tutorials to the self-taught artist who has put her passion into motion after recovering from a serious long-term illness. Rebecca learned it all online.
The Lord led me to painting. I tried watercolors, wasn't my thing. I tried oil paintings, and then Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. I tried to teach Brian. He watched the Bob Ross videos with me. His trees were not happy trees.
Rebecca eventually found her stroke with acrylic paints, and the creativity and all of its many benefits flowed from there.
It relaxes them, which is kind of funny because art can stress me out so much sometimes.
Sure, the finished piece may not be exactly what she had in mind, but the road less traveled might be the most interesting part of this story, you see. Rebecca is also the bus driver, making sure that these friends can have the experience they deserve.
They get quiet again on the way home. They'll take naps on the bus. I'll look back in the mirror, and they're like...
No matter what the world might look like from the inside, looking out.
We all have things that you can appreciate about somebody and love, you know. I love each and every one of them. They're friends.
It's just so nice.
Husband and wife, she waits.
The art's awesome.
Isn't she so talented? And she learned how to do that online.
Oh, wow. That's really great. Okay. Easter still coming. More candy to show you.
More chocolate. And this lady, you talk about dreams coming true, Michael.
Yeah.
200 shows. I hope she has 200 stores someday.
I hope so too. This is a little boutique-y, but I think you're going to like it.
Well, we are at the Chocolate Boutique at the Eastwood Mall, Niles, Ohio. We do gourmet apples, gourmet pretzels, everything is homemade. So the first couple things that you would do, starting an Easter basket, add some gourmet pretzels, maybe a 6-pack of Oreos. And we also have a whole line of Jelly Belly. Take a pick. And we have gourmet apples, Reese's, Oreos, Rolos, sprinkles, you name it, we have it. We also have some Easter-filled eggs, big, small, those also. And if you want a little treat, a 3-pack of Peeps. And to make it nice and fluffy, add a little TY to it. We also have Easter-filled eggs, peanut butter melt-away. We also have Oreo, cookies and cream, salted caramel, and etc. We have a bunch of them. We have some milk chocolate, dark chocolate, and white chocolate crosses, and some Easter bunnies. Happy Easter!
We have such a legacy, created such a legacy here in the Valley, and we're very well respected by numerous manufacturers in the industry. We're a leader in our industry, and I want to continue that. We want to continue that, and we want to take it to the next level. Whatever that level may be, we're ready for it.
So let yourself go to Duca. Let yourself go to Duca.
Whether it's dinner out with friends and family or your next catered event, Rachel's Restaurant in Austintown always makes it special and delicious. Award-winning cuisine, relaxing atmosphere, and so much more. Rachel's Restaurant, Austintown.
Safety is our top priority at Barina's Automotive Center when we're taking care of your vehicle. We invest in the latest equipment to service the newest makes and models and keep our team's education up to date on the latest skills and techniques. At Barina's, we provide a free digital vehicle safety inspection so you can actually see what we see and understand our recommendations. Barina's Automotive Center on Robbins Avenue in Niles. Call 330-652-AUTO today and get your car back on the road safe and sound.
Hey, what are you doing here? Chicken parm tonight. Valley's favorite.
Hey, mine's authentic. Mine's cheesier.
Mine's famous.
Yeah.
We're chicken parm and so much more.
Time for your Metro monthly calendar. Truly Trumbull kicking off its Italian Food Trail Restaurant Week. It goes from March 22nd through the 28th. For food specials and participating restaurants, just go to ItalianFoodTrail.com.
Ooh, Cal, this one's for you. The 2026 Trumbull County Home and Garden Show.
Yep, that'll be at the Metroplex, March 27th to the 29th. Admission is free. It'll be there from noon to 6 on Friday and Saturday and 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Are you going?
Of course.
Of course. All right, Michael, what else? What's going on at the Youngstown Farmers Market?
The Farmers Market is back. It is back at the main library on Thursday the 26th from 4 to 7:30. For more information, thrivemy.org. All right, Mark, here's one for you. You and I.
Oh, am I doing the Engelbert?
Yeah.
Okay, my mom is a true lover of Engelbert Humperdinck, and he's coming to the Robbins Theater right here, downtown Warren, Ohio, on Saturday, March 28th as part of the celebration tour. I mean, the guy's like 90 years old. I mean, you got to give him his props. And he's still rocking out. The show starts at 8 p.m. For ticket information, visit robbinstheater.com.
That seems a little late for Engelbert, 8 o'clock. Maybe he's going to sleep in that day. All right, last one.
All right, Third Day Plays the Cabelli Center on Friday, April 3rd as part of its 30th anniversary tour. Zach Williams opens, and tickets are available at cavellicenter.com.
That's 30 years old, that is already.
TRE.
Right.
TRE.com. Oh, guys.
Okay.
How about those? Thank you to Metro Monthly. Thank you to Mark Paco for making our show inherently special in ways that maybe people don't see behind the scenes. But Mark Paco and Sean Posey, and of course our Ron Flaviano, they are just like, they're wealths of information.
They're
and
backbones.
they
We
are
need 'em.
part of our family. And Ron, this one is for you.
Some of the best partnerships in life start in the most unexpected places. Ron Flaviano and I met 10 years ago at Avalon Golf and Country Club. I was the marketing director, and Ron was the guy behind the camera shooting commercials at the time. And he was still working full-time at the Morning Journal in Lisbon. But from that moment we met, it just clicked. Ron had this incredible knowledge of television, production, news, culture, entertainment, and a wit and kindness that makes every project better. But more than that, Ron has been someone who loves deeply his family, his friends, and the people lucky enough to be in his orbit. Before long, we took the leap together. First, Sharon, Pennsylvania, then Warren, Ohio, much closer to Ron than Lisbon, where our very first office was tucked inside the back of a manufacturing building. Our days at Backyard Buddy will always be some of our best and longest. And oh, Ron, thank you for the long days and some of the even longer nights. Yes, Bliss 360 and Valley Spotlight technically started in a factory. And from there, the stories came. And they just kept on coming. More than 200 episodes of Valley Spotlight, reaching hundreds of thousands of viewers on TV and online, and probably tens of thousands of hours of video. Countless stories, countless memories, and if we're being honest again, countless hard drives and probably a few cables that we have no idea where they go. We set up shop at Avalon, we took on new projects, we worked through COVID, and then we stood together the day that Realty Tower collapsed in downtown Youngstown. And in that moment, I remember thinking one thing. Ron isn't just a colleague. He isn't just a friend. He is family. Ron, you are the reason Valley Spotlight exists. You are the reason the stories sing, and you've quietly helped make every dream I've ever had come true. My dreams, and so many others. We will love you forever, Uncle Ronnie. Thank you for believing in us and all that is good in our world. Love always, Lauren.
Well,
That's just my way of saying I love you, Ron.
That was fun. Do you have a Ron memory you remember?
Well, there's so many because Ron, you've shot in so many different places. My house, this restaurant, mobile food trucks, everywhere. I think the funniest thing I got a tickle out of was Ron standing in a patch of, and I don't think he knew, and I hope he didn't get it, but poison ivy.
He wears long pants.
Shooting on my patio, one of our grill episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the one with Boom Boom with Ray
About
or
300 degrees out there. It wasn't too bad.
And you wouldn't hear him complain one time.
No, he
and
never
even
complains.
if he had the poison ivy, you guys would never know, right?
Remember when we all crammed in that bathroom and took a
That's
selfie?
one of my favorites. Every time we're in a bathroom with Ron, which ends up being way more than I'm in bathrooms with other
Right,
people.
more than you would think.
And all of the texts and the honor and the joy of helping sell one of his family homes. That's
true.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
A
true.
little piece of Ron's personal history.
I want to make sure that everybody at home understands that Ron has physically edited every single segment and every single episode
Not easy.
of our broadcast for the past 8 years. And so Ron, this day when I woke up this morning, I just wanted to make sure that you know how incredibly important
Plus
and
you
how
have
much
to deal
we
with the uploading of all the material.
Right.
Which is
It
not
is so
fun.
much.
And
And Fred, we're
and
dealing
all
with
of
our
our
website.
personalities.
Oh, yeah. And then all of us. So anyway, Michael.
I heard in commemoration of the show, Mark is going to make every dinner here $200. Is that true? Just to make a little extra bucks on it?
We're going to charge the guests $200?
Trying to get in.
$200.
I won't have to worry about that lease extension.
Yeah, and Kelly's selling every house for $200. Is that true?
Yeah, I want Kelly's
Mark
deal.
and I are going to end up like the homeless shelter.
We are going to get kicked off of the network. All right.
That's our last
You want to
time.
do some retro commercials,
Yes.
some bloopers and stuff?
Yes. 50 years ago, our country was celebrating its 200th anniversary. Yeah. So that's the retro commercial for this week. But have a good Sunday.
Have a good Sunday, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us.
In TV Guide's bicentennial issue, James Metchner describes television's plans for America's birthday. John P. Roche looks at how TV might have covered the revolution, and distinguished Americans comment on television's future goals. Don't miss this week's special issue of TV Guide.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.